that consortium of Arab nations that went against Qatar, well, your Secretary of State was not too favorable to what was being done. How are we going to handle that one?
Well, Rex is doing a terrific job, but he and I had a little bit of a difference only in terms of tone. So we went to Saudi Arabia. We had one of the great meetings ever, 54 Muslim countries. I said, we've got to stop the funding of terrorism. Tremendous money, and they're funding terrorism. So we got to stop it. So they are working very hard on that, and I believe they're going to do it. It was one of the most incredible 2 days. As an example, Saudi Arabia put up hundreds of billions of dollars of money going into buying our planes and our military equipment and investing in our country. So they spent hundreds of billions of dollars right in front of us. I mean, they were signing, and big people from the biggest countries and companies, General Electric and all of the big companies, many of them were there getting contracts, all good work for our workers. That was one of the things. But the other thing is that, and very important to me, was the funding of terrorism has to stop. And they fund terrorism, some of those countries, many of those countries. So we had a tremendous summit, and I think things are going to work out. I think it was a very, very important and very impressive 2 days. And now, as you know, Qatar, which a lot of people call it Qatar, but Qatar is now a little bit on the outs, but I think they're being brought back in because they were known as a funder of terrorism. And we said, you can't do that. You can't do that. We have to starve the beast, right? And the beast is terrorism. So we can't have wealthy countries funding that beast.
How do we handle that big military installation we've got in Qatar? What do we do with that?
Well, we'll be all right. Look, if we ever had to leave, we would have 10 countries willing to build us another one, believe me. And they'll pay for it. You know, the days of us paying for things are going to be largely over.